subscribers. This is your host Ram with your cricket show, Cricket Happenings. Welcome you all, dear friends and subscribers, and also fans of Cricket Happenings, by wishing you all a Merry Christmas to all my followers on YouTube, which I started off with as far as my cricket show is concerned, which has given me a lot, no doubt about it. And also a Merry Christmas to all my Twitter followers on my cricket tweets. And also a Merry Christmas to all those followers who are on my cricket website, cricket, www.cricket-status.com. So welcome all to the cricket show that never ends. Well, so today, as far as I know, it's all a festive season, no doubt about it. The whole world is celebrating Christmas, and I'm out here today to talk to you all as far as cricket is concerned. Is going to be the Boxing Day, the traditional Boxing Day test matches that are coming up tomorrow. Two key matches that are coming up tomorrow. The Boxing Day test matches, as we call it. Australia taking on, it's a trans-Tasman battle. Australia taking on New Zealand at Centurion Park, and should be a real beauty. And the two teams which are right now struggling a bit with their own ways, South Africa and England, clashing in the first test match of the England tour of South Africa. The first test match starts at Centurion Park with I'm going to talk about. So basically, I'm out here test match, which is I'll be starting off with South Africa and England. The reason I'm starting off with South Africa and England because this is the match where the South Africans, traditionally they have been a sort of a real force to reckon with as far as international cricket is concerned. But South Africa, I have to say, they are in a rebuilding phase right now. They have lost a lot of players. The marquee players are all gone. Graham Smith gone, A.B. de Villiers gone, and they have a lot of, Hashim Amla has retired. And now the news is that after this particular England tour, by England, it will be curtains for Vernon Philander as far as international cricket is concerned. So a lot of things. And South Africa have a revamped model. Graham Smith is the director of cricket. Jack Scally is the former wonderful batsman, is the one who is taking on as the batting coach of South Africa. Mark Boucher is in there as well. And in fact, Henry Longwelt, who was actually in charge of Bangladesh, came back to his hometown, South Africa, to coach them. So it looks a real veritable mix. But as I said, the South Africans are in a really a building phase right now, rebuilding phase. One would not fault them. But nevertheless, as you know, the Sri Lankans also beat South Africa, as you know, in the test matches, as you would remember. But let's have a look at the South African squad, and then we'll move on to the England squad. The South African Dean Elgar will be expected to really deliver the goods because he's the most experienced player in the team, along with Faf du Plessis, who definitely is the captain of the side. So both would be expected to take up the mantle of scoring, no doubt about it. Aidan Markram and Zubair. Aidan Markram, definitely a wonderful talent to watch, and wonderful talent that South Africa possesses as an opener. But whether he's able to really, come up to really negotiate these English bowlers, which would be very good to see. Zubair Hamza, who made his debut against India, and Zubair Hamza has got limited opportunities, so it's early to say, but he has been doing some great work in not playing in the domestic tournaments, but Rassie van der Dussen is also one such blow all across. They would be making his test debut. Rassie van der Dussen is a wonderful batsman, and he's someone we are waiting to watch. So it's an unknown quantity there for the Englishman. Quinton de Kock, the wicket, another very experienced player. who is somewhat goes and strengthens the middle order a long way, and that is something Quinton de Kock would be expected to definitely score a lot in this particular series if South Africa has to put their head up. And the bowling, Vernon Philander, as I said, has been in and out of Test cricket. He's been plagued by injuries, by the swan song. So I'm sure he wants to actually go on and sign off in a wonderful manner in this last Test series that he's playing of his international career, no doubt about it. And the bowling would be in the hands of Kagiso Rabada. Dale Steyn is also not there in the team. Dale Steyn is also retired. So as I said, there's a huge dent in this South African team. And they are definitely into a big rebuilding phase, according to me. And just imagine Vernon Philander ghost. I mean, we have seen that Kagiso Rabada is someone who has always bore the brunt of the bowling. Even in Dale Steyn's absence, he did a wonderful job. So he would be the one who would be the bulwark of the South African pace attack. And then they have Dwayne Pretorius, an upcoming very good bowler. He had a wonderful tournament against when Pakistan last toured here. So Dwayne Pretorius is an all-rounder as well. And then Anrich Nortje, who believes in express pace, and whether he could be an able foil for Kagiso Rabada. Now, that would be the question. Nortje, in my opinion, has already made his Test debut, if I'm not wrong, but I might be proved wrong, let us say. But I'm sure Anrich Nortje is going to be playing. He has already played a few Test matches, in my opinion. So Anrich Nortje is express pace, and he is someone on whom a lot of hopes would be there. But again, you can't expect much being a new bloke on the block. And then the spinning all-rounder, Keshav Maharaj, who always been a very good contributor to South African cricket and has made his position his own, is the left-arm spinner, Keshav Maharaj, who is always having he's a multi-talented cricketer, no doubt about it. So the South African team is, as far as that goes, this is about the South African team. I'm trying to see whether Nortje is actually making his debut. In my opinion, Nortje has already made his debut, in my opinion. So Rassie van der Dussen would be making his Test debut. England. Now, looking at the English squad, they have a new coach, and is none other than the former bowler Chris Silverwood, who did wonderfully well these days. So Chris Silverwood. Other than, if you look at the England composition, Rory Burns, they have two new openers. Rory Burns has already proved himself, so he would be raring to go, no doubt about it. But again, this England team is also not very strong as you would like it out to be. So that's the precise reason it should be an even battle of sorts, according to me. England, Rory Burns will be opening with Dom Sibley. Dom Sibley was given an opportunity against New Zealand, and I thought he definitely requires a bit of, a bit of sharpening here as far as Dom Sibley is concerned. But one batsman who is absolutely tailor-made for Test cricket, because he plays the waiting game and he always waits for the loose deliveries to score off. So Dom Sibley and Rory Burns will open the innings. Joe Denley is there. He's also a right-arm offie. Joe Denley will be the one who will be coming in as one drop. He's been doing well of late. Joe Root would captain the side. He's coming off on a heels of a double century against New Zealand when he last played there. That is against New Zealand. Ben Stokes is a bit of a sort of a doubtful customer. One understands that his father is ailing right now, and Ben Stokes, I only wish good luck that his father heals pretty quickly, and one could see Ben Stokes in action. Ollie Pope has already sounded the boards here in South Africa with a century in the tour game. So Ollie Pope is definitely a wonderful talent. And then they have Josh Buttler, the wicket keeper, and the bowling would be in the hands of Jofra Archer. Now, Jofra Archer, one would really see this. Now, this is going to be very interesting. He definitely, could not get his own mojo when he was playing against New Zealand. He struggled to take wickets, being a match winner, and there was huge expectations, but unfortunately, he did not match the expectations against New Zealand. So, Jofra Archer here in South Africa, one thing that you would know is that it is pace and bounce. So, Jofra Archer would definitely be expected to be amongst the wickets pretty quickly. And the bowling, James Anderson is back, who did not play against New Zealand. He's back. So James Anderson, Stuart Broad is the old pair, or the old experienced and successful pair for England. James Anderson, Stuart Broad, who would be partnering Jofra Archer, and they have Sam Curran, who is already proving himself in the Test arena with his batting and bowling. Sam Curran, another very good prospect for New Zealand. So I think, and as I said, the pitch and conditions, the forecast is pretty good. It's in the 30 degrees centigrade, so it should be very good for cricket, no doubt about it. But as I said, both these teams, South Africa definitely will have the home advantage. There is absolutely no doubt about it. But that does not really say that they are all. I mean, they are the ones who are on the ascendancy. We couldn't say that. For the simple reason that both the teams have a good armory of pace bowlers. I would probably say the England pace attack is much suited to it, and the reason being that the England pace attack is at absolutely full tilt, because they have experience, they have the pace, but if you compare it to South Africa lacking the experience there. So as I said, for South Africa, I only would say that the teams has to try to put their best foot forward, but I would be probably giving an edge to England in this particular Test series, even though they have a lot of inexperience in their lineup. I think I would probably tilt the series the England way here, but one has to wait and watch. Now we get on to the Trans-Tasman battle, the traditional Boxing Day Test match, which is going to be played at the MCG, the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Australia taking on New Zealand. Australia are fresh. Australia are breathing fire. They are absolutely a cock-a-hoop team right now. They are on an absolute roll. And that is what international cricket has been seeing about Australia. But we have seen a slump, but that slump seems to be disappearing now. And Australians are really putting their noses out in front in international cricket once more. And if you look at the team, it looks a very, very strong combination. David Warner is in some peak form, as we saw against Pakistan. Joe Burns has slowly getting his number position there. He's slowly becoming a permanent partner for David Warner. Joe Burns, who has done well. He did well against Pakistan. Marnus Labuschagne has been the talk of Australia, according to me, as he is someone who has he has come there. He has 3 Test centuries on the trot. He has gone on to a wonderful record, and he's really hungry for more. And let me tell you, he puts a prize on this wicket. Stephen Smith, what to talk about Stephen Smith? Was not really amongst the runs against Pakistan, but one is very sure that Stephen Smith is someone who already has a prize on his wicket. Matthew Wade, another good batsman who actually strengthens this Australian lineup, coming in at number 5 and has a lot of runs under his belt as well. Travis Head or Michael Nasser. One is prompted to think that Michael Nasser would probably make his Test debut. Travis said whether they would plump in for a bat ball it really remains to be seen. Tim Payne will captain the side, and the bowling is in some great hands. Mitchell Starc has been bowling with lots of venom. They have Pat Cummins, who is already. Pat Cummins is someone who is a really a very, very reliable cricketer, and he can bat as well if the chips are down. And James Pattinson has not been at the part of Australian cricket for quite some time, but one knows that he has the great build of a fast bowler. He hits the deck hard, and he's a tough customer, let me tell you that. And he's in some good form. We have seen him in the Big Bash League bowling very well there. So, the radar off spinner, who is always a big threat to any opposition in the world. That is as far as Australian team is concerned. Now, as far as New Zealand are concerned, the New Zealand team, to me, it looks a bit dicey. And the reason I say that is that Tom Latham will not open. You know, G Travel went through the horrors in Australia, and when Australia went to New Zealand, G Travel would be replaced by Tom Blundell, and Tom Blundell would be making his Test debut. And Tom Blundell, it will be interesting because I'm not very sure whether this would be a good move. And the reason I say that is for the only reason is that Tom Blundell is making his Test debut. You're playing in Australia, on Australian pitches. Blundell is here for the first time, and one would have probably thought to me, as far as I am concerned, I would have loved to see Kane Williamson open the innings with Tom Latham. But I think New Zealand think tank has other ideas, and they have decided that Tom Blundell will open the batting with Tom Latham. So the two Toms in the middle tomorrow against the new cherry of the Aussies. Kane Williamson will captain the side. Ross Taylor has been some good form, and these are some solid experiences for New Zealand. Henry Nicholls is an upcoming player from New Zealand. Watling, we all know what a stickler he is at the crease, and the bowling will be in the hands of Trent Boult and Neil Wagner, who had a great time against the Aussies, as you would remember, as the Aussies went to New Zealand. So Trent Boult and Neil Wagner would be expected to really wag his tail a lot in the bowling department, no doubt about it. Trent Boult will be an able folly. There's no Tim Southee. Yes, Tim Southee is there. Tim Southee, Trent Boult, and Neil Wagner forms the trio. And then they have Colin D. Grant, whom can bowl his military medium pace. And they have one of the world-class spinners, Mitchell Santner. So as I said, it's going to be a wonderful match. Melbourne is such a pitch. We have seen that there was a talk going on in the recently concluded, I thought it was in the Sheffield Shield, where the Shield games, the pitch was absolutely treacherous and no play was possible. One always hopes that this particular pitch, the MCG pitch, has improved and there are no gremlins in the pitch, and we have a wonderful game of cricket coming up. So as I said, Australians, for me, are definitely holding the edge, not taking anything away from New Zealand, but with their home conditions and knowledge of everything, I think the Australian team is much suited. But New Zealand, as you know, we all know what New Zealand is capable of. One understands that they are playing on the home pitches, but the Kiwis are definitely can bring surprises. Today there was a new thing that I learned. We are talking about a little-known country in international cricket. It's Czechoslovakia. Czechoslovakia, I'm told they smashed T20 records in world cricket. They have the highest score that they made against Turkey, where they made 278 in 20 overs. Vikramasinghe, one of the Sri Lankan-born batsmen, smashed a century. He equaled the world record for the fastest T20. And also, there have been a lot of things that are happening, and Czechoslovakia was in the news. Czechoslovakia is a country which bowled out Turkey for 21 after making a huge score of 278, which is the highest score. So there are a lot of things that are happening, and Czechoslovakia, not a known country in international cricket, but let me tell you, they are coming. This T20 version is getting the blokes to really get the bat, take the willow, and hit the ball out of the ground. And Czechoslovakia seems like one of them. But, well, dear fan subscribers, a pleasure bringing you this Cricket Happening show as usual. And once again, while I am signing off this on this Merry Christmas Day, it's once again Merry Christmas, dear friends, followers, and subscribers of Cricket Happenings on YouTube, my cricket followers on my cricket tweets on Twitter, and also all those followers who are on my cricket website, www.cricket-status.com. And see you all tomorrow. That's on Boxing Day with the Boxing Day Test Matches First Day Report. Until then, it's your host Ram saying cheers.